Hi, Mati. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Fine, fine. Matthew, Mati, I have a question for you. Are people your age posting on social media more or less than a year or two ago?
I think yes, because 2 years ago we were in quarantine and there weren't like too many things to post on social media.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It is like, as you said, it is totally like that. 2 years ago, we weren't like able to post any photos with our friends. So, yeah, I think you're right in that. But at what age do you think it is appropriate for children to start using social media?
I think that 12-year-old will be a very good age to have like social media and like phones or something like that, because people at that age are like more mature and like have more conscious of what they are doing.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I have to admit you have a point, but I know there is like something with kids nowadays, and it is that sometimes they are not that mature to have social media. So sometimes it is better to have them, for example, in social media around 13 years old, so that their parents can, like, in those 3 years before, can like dialogue with them and tell them like the dangerous thing about social media and things that they have to like avoid of them and some things like that. I don't know. I guess that is like the best age for like getting into social media. Do you think it is a good idea for people to limit the amount of time they spend on social media sites?
Alejo, I think that yes, like when you are on social media, like you don't know how many time you're spending on it, and that's very bad because you could do better things with that time, like go outside, talk with friends. And I think that social media is consuming us, and we should put a limit.
Yes, you're absolutely right. There is like a need, a super important need to control that because sometimes you are, for example, at TikTok and you start watching and watching videos, and when you watch at what hour is it, there is like 2:44, and you started watching videos at, for example, I don't know, 12 a.m. So it is like so difficult to control the time. So it is better if we have like something like time lapse for each application, each app, or something like that. I think. Uh, do you think it matters that we sometimes don't get the full picture from social media?
Alejo, I think yes, because nowadays you can't know what the other people think behind the screen. Like you cannot help them because you don't know how they're feeling or something like that. Like you can see in a post that your friend is very good, but sometimes he's not, and you want to help him. And with social media, it's very difficult to know.
Yeah, I think so too. It is that sometimes, for example, we just see that, for example, you are in a beach, but we don't know that you are feeling like absolutely bored or something like that because you don't like the beach or something like that. We just see what we see at the photo in social media, but sometimes we don't see like the interior facts that the person are is living there or is experiencing there. It is sometimes so difficult for them, like being in that places because they don't like them. So yeah, you have a point. What are the most popular ways to teenagers to experience a story? I don't know. You think that, for example, a book, a movie, TV show, or something like that will be like a good way to experience a story. What do you think?
I think that nowadays, like with social media like TikTok and Instagram, people are getting used to see more of like short videos of stories of something like that. So I will say videos, but also video games because in this time, like children like to play a lot of video games and like they can experience a lot of stories like in Resident Evil or GTA.
Yeah, that's true. For example, me when I was like 13 years old, I think, or 12 in quarantine, I think my only way to experience a story was like you said, like at video games because there were no no way there was no way to like experience a story even if it was like a video or a video game or something like a movie or something like that. There's that like that problem, but I completely agree what you said. It is like sometimes in this generation people like agree more with experiencing a story by a video game, a movie, or something like that that they like nowadays, like things that they don't have to make some things like relate and many things like that.
Uh, Alejo, what can people learn from hearing stories from members of their family, old and young?
Well, I think that the principal thing will be like lessons of life that there are so many, and for example, uh, these experiences that, for example, members of your family can tell you basically help you to be a better person because, for example, they already experienced what it was. For example, if you are like sit with your grandpas and they say like, for example, when I was young, um, I experienced something, and they tell you the story, and then you, at the moment, you don't like you're not interested in what they say, but after that, you start like hearing that in your mind, and you like really think what is the lesson of that. So is sometimes the experiences of the older ones are super important for being a better person nowadays because they already have experienced it, so they tell you that so that you don't experience that as they had to when they were young as you. So I think it is a good way to prevent like the dangers in in this young people generation, I think.
Alejo, I can admit that you have a good point of view. I couldn't add more. So thank you, Alejo, and bye.
Bye, Mati. See you later.
Bye.